The 13-year-old North Scott suspect found guilty on 3 counts but acquitted of the most serious. How the community is reacting to that verdict.
Plus, the temperatures will be getting dangerously hot. What signs you should look out for if you're outside.
WHBF is local for you. This is Local 4 News this morning.
Good morning, everybody. On this Thursday morning, I'm Redrick Terry.
And I'm Alexandria Ikomoni. Thanks for watching Local 4 News this morning. Luke Andrews now has been found guilty on 3 charges. The jury presented their verdict in court yesterday, and it's this morning's top story. 3 guilty verdicts were made, but the jury acquitted him on the most serious charge, attempted murder.
It took the jury 10 hours of deliberations to get here. He was charged with assault while displaying a dangerous weapon, assault with intent to commit serious injury, and bringing a gun to school. Local 4's Grace Runkle has reactions from his hometown.
I'm sad. I'm sad that it even had to happen. I feel sorry for that teacher. I feel sorry for the poor kid. I feel sorry for the students. I feel sorry for the jury.
For many people in Eldridge, the verdict in the Luke Andrews trial did not bring closure.
I can't imagine what that young man must have been going through the day that all took place. And even now during this trial.
One man worries dropping the attempted murder charge to assault with intent to commit serious injury sets a bad precedent.
It's not being taken serious, and it's going to happen again.
He should get something for what he did. Yeah, I worry about my grandkids, what's going to be like when they're 10 years from now.
Others say the focus shouldn't be on punishing Andrews, but helping him. Testimonies during the trial revealed the 13-year-old spoke about trouble at home after he pulled the gun.
He does not need to be in prison. He's a kid. He needs mental health. And there's not enough help for kids that need mental health in this area.
While the community continues to weigh the outcome of the trial, many say the morning Andrews walked into school with a .22 caliber handgun changed the community forever.
Nobody wins here.
Grace Runkle, Local 4 News.
Andrews will be in juvenile court today for a detention and sentence hearing. This case has left parents in the community wondering how to bring up topics like this with their kids. We asked a social work professional how you should handle it. That's coming up in our next half hour. One westbound lane of Interstate 280 was closed last night after 2 semis and an SUV collide. Local 4 News was first on the scene. It happened near the Airport Road exit in Milan. The 2 big rigs crashed into each other and slid into a fence. They almost wound up in a backyard at East 6th Street and 6th Avenue. One person told Local 4 News what she heard.
I thought I heard thunder again. I mean, it was a huge boom. And then I could see through the window there's stuff flying. And I knew something was up. And I just went to the window and saw the horrid crash.
The lane did reopen after crews cleared the wreckage. Only minor injuries were reported.
Investigators still have questions after finding 2 people dead yesterday in Burlington. Police found them during a welfare check on Maple Street. A neighbor called after not seeing them for a while. Now, we don't know how they died, and now local and state police are handling this case.
A woman had to be taken to the hospital after a standoff in Bettendorf. Officers responded to the Ramada Inn on Utica Ridge Road just before 4 yesterday morning. They got a call from a woman saying she was being held at gunpoint against her will. Officers say they went into the room after a negotiation and found the woman there alone. Police say the 27-year-old from East Alton, Illinois, was hallucinating from drugs.
And new this morning, Davenport is making progress to renew their contract with the Humane Society of Scott County, and both sides will have to make changes. Now, the new contract says the city would pay the shelter $10,000 more a month for animal control. It comes after shelter managers say they couldn't keep operations in June with the current budget. The contract also requires the average response time to be 60 minutes or less. City officials say they've heard complaints, and one alderwoman hopes that'll change.
I'm very happy that they came back to the table. I was a bit disheartened that the negotiations sort of fell apart in June, but I'm very happy that they came back to the table and willing to work with us.
The Humane Society won't comment at this time, and the Committee of the Whole took its first look at the contract last night, and it moves to City Council next week.
Here comes the heat. Some of the hottest days of the year begin today across the Quad Cities. You have to be out in it. There are some things you need to watch for. An ER doctor with Genesis says the best thing to do is stay indoors as much as possible. Be aware of the danger signs if you do go outside. Heat exhaustion symptoms include sweating a lot, feeling lightheaded or weak. A heat stroke is considered a medical emergency. The doctor says be aware if you feel confused, your body feels cool and clammy.
When it gets really hot out like this, the best way is basically just going to be to avoid the outdoors if you can in general. So that means staying indoors, trying to stay where it's air conditioned. If you have to be outside, it's generally you want to try and hydrate as much as you can. That's one of the biggest things that we see people have problems with, is they're not hydrating enough.
Dr. Barnell says go indoors immediately if you have any of those symptoms, get something to drink, and seek medical attention.
And there are places you can go to cool off if you don't have AC. Now, one of them is Christian Care in Rock Island. It has a cooling center when the temperature or heat index hits 90 degrees. The facility also has food and drinks for you while you're there.
For the opportunity for them to come in here to cool off, to enjoy some air conditioning, to enjoy some food and drink that we can offer them, just to relax a little and breathe deeply. It gives them, they might have to head back out into the weather, yes, but it can kind of recharge their batteries a little bit. Again, protect them from some of that heat until they have an opportunity to go to their next destination.
The cooling center hours are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 6 p.m. So if you need it, go take advantage of that, because the heat that we're expecting these next few days is something that we don't want to play with.
Yeah, absolutely nothing to joke around with. It's going to be hot, and it's going to be not just hot, but dangerously hot. So you need to be aware, as the doctor was saying earlier, you got to be aware of your symptoms if you're having them, Ash. And the key here is just drink a lot of water if you have to be outside.
Yeah.
Hydration, you have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, for sure. Drink tons and tons of water, take breaks in the shade, indoors. The cooling center's going to be huge here the next few days. Yesterday was already warm enough and you could feel a lot of humidity, and today, well, it gets even a little bit worse than that. So hard to imagine, but we're going to get there. Right now, starting off nice and warm. Temperatures outside in the 70s. You can see there is some clear skies, but also clouds to the north where we might have a few storms this morning as well. So we'll mix that in, but right now the heat's the main focus. Southwest wind at about 15 miles per hour, and those winds are going to be gusting near about 25 miles per hour. So you take that strong south wind carrying in all of that really hot stuff from the south, plus the sunshine we should get today. Temperatures really, they're going to take off here as we climb back to the 90s this afternoon. Let's look at the rain just to the north of our area. Like I said, in the next few hours, we could see a few storms, but I won't expect a lot. Hour by hour puts us all the way up there to right around 97 or so here this afternoon. That'll be the high temperature, but it'll feel like it's in the 100s. There is an excessive heat warning, so please take all the necessary precautions outside. Tonight's low, only 81 degrees.
Wow.
Yikes, yeah. Anytime it's in the 80s at night, you know it's something serious out there.
Never a good sign for us. Absolutely
The
not.
pendulum's all the way too far.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that swing back
know.
eventually. Eventually,
yes.
All right, Ash, thanks. Coming up, this loving dog needs a forever home.
How you can make sweet little Jack a part of your family. That's next in Pet of the Week.
You're watching Local 4 News this morning.
WHBF is local for you with Frederick Terry, Alexandria Ikomoni, and meteorologist Ash Simpson. This is Local 4 News this morning in high definition.